In today's video, I'll be giving you 6 ways in which you can get more protein into your diet. Hello and good morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm naturally Ray, or you can just call me Ray. Now, if you know you watch my videos back to back to back to back and have not subscribed, why not? Make sure you subscribe and hit your notification bell so you don't miss when I upload future vlogs and videos where I talk about health, fitness and lifestyle. Now, if you've been keeping up with my last couple of videos and vlogs, maybe for the last couple of weeks or even months, you would know that I'm on a weight loss journey, and I'm still on that journey with the aim of losing fat and gaining muscle. And if you've watched any of those vlogs, you will see my smart scale, and it shows me my fat percentage, my muscle mass, along with other readings. And yes, it is not as accurate as some of those body scans, but at least it helps me to keep track of some of my progress. Now, in order to achieve my goals, I really have to focus on consuming enough protein every single day. The recommended dose is 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your ideal body weight or your lean mass, and in some cases you can increase that number slightly, but the main thing is to know that protein is important. It's important for fat loss because it reduces the hunger hormone, it helps to reduce several satiety hormones, and that means it will help you to keep full, and that's why protein is so important to help you to lose weight. Also, a high protein diet can help you to build lean body mass when it is you start exercising. And you all know I talk about doing a lot of strength training and resistance training. That has helped me so much to build a lot more muscle, and of course when you have more muscle, it helps you to burn more calories throughout the day, which in turn will help you to lose weight. Now, I try to eat 100 to 120 grams of protein every day. Now, if it's over 120, the more the merrier and better, because I want to get back to my pre-pandemic weight, 120 pounds. If you're not new here, I'm 4'11". I say that all the time, hence the 120 pounds. I know some people think like 120 pounds, that's so little, but I am very short, so 120 pounds will just get me back to my pre-pandemic weight. Now, the amount of protein that you have to consume and your needs might be different to mine, but the tips that I'm about to give you will help you to increase the amount that you consume to help you to reach your goals. So the first tip is to prioritize protein in every single meal, and that's breakfast, lunch and dinner. I know a lot of persons don't focus on eating breakfast too much, and even if they do, they're not focusing on having enough protein. You all know I like my eggs, whether it's boiled eggs, fried eggs, but the reality is about 2 eggs only gives you about 12 grams or so, maybe a little more of protein, and that is not enough. I want you to pay attention to tracking the amount of protein you eat. Try to see if you can have at least 30 grams of protein in every single one of like your main meals. You may have to track. I know I talk about tracking your progress in terms of how much protein you eat, carbs you eat, fats you eat, but it's really important because if you don't really pay attention to it, you really won't be able to reach your goals. Now, the thing with breakfast foods is that they tend to be lower in protein, so there are times, I must admit, if I had maybe like a salmon for dinner and I have leftovers and I wake up in the morning and I feel like eating salmon, I would have salmon for breakfast, and that's definitely high in protein. I am just kind of, I guess, weird like that. I could eat lunch for breakfast, breakfast for breakfast, dinner for breakfast. I can eat anything. As long as I'm feeling for it, I can eat it. So that's maybe just another way of trying to get more protein at the first meal that you have for the day. The second tip is to increase your serving size of protein in each meal. For example, if you usually eat maybe about a 3-ounce piece of chicken or salmon, increase it to 4 ounces or maybe 5 ounces, just depending on what your needs are. Another example would be yogurt, which is a good source of protein. Instead of having a half a cup of yogurt, have a whole cup of yogurt, and that will definitely bump up the amount of protein that you can consume. But take into consideration your overall daily calorie intake, because if you're on a weight loss journey, you have to make sure that when it is you're increasing the amount of protein, you still stay within an overall deficit, which means you may have to make small adjustments in the amount of carbs you eat or fats you eat, or maybe even both. So the third tip is similar to tip number 1, and that is to focus on having a lot of protein in your snacks, not just your main meals of breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you're having snacks every day and you don't focus on protein, you miss out on the opportunity to reach your goals. There are so many different snacks out there that are high in protein. You have protein bars. One of my favorite things to eat and make is my Greek yogurt parfait. Y'all know I like to add my strawberries, my blueberries, bananas, sprinkle a little bit of granola as well, and that makes a great snack that is high in protein. The fourth tip is to consider the type of protein that you consume. You want it to be good quality, high protein sources. Now there are a lot of plant-based proteins and animal-based proteins, but try your best to consume those that are high in protein and good quality. For example, a 4-ounce piece of chicken thigh will have less protein than a 4-ounce piece of chicken breast, because the chicken thigh would have a lot more fat in it. Now, fun fact, I actually prefer to eat a chicken thigh and leg over the chicken breast. And I know in a lot of my vlogs, my what I eat in a day vlogs, I show that I guess cook and buy more of the chicken breast, but best believe if I go out, most of the times if I'm having like barbecue, I want the leg and the thigh. I put it in the videos because most of the times when you see those videos is where I cook at home, and when I cook at home I tend to buy the chicken breast because I will get a higher amount of protein. I get more bang for my buck. Now tip number 5 is to double up on your protein sources, and this is something that maybe most people do, I guess, naturally or intuitively. So if you're having eggs, you'll know I tend to have eggs, and I like turkey bacon as well. So in combination, you have eggs which has protein, turkey bacon which has protein, so that will increase the amount. Another thing you can also do is when you're mixing your scrambled eggs or whatever eggs you're having, add a little bit of cottage cheese to it. Cottage cheese is really high in protein, so that also helps you to achieve your daily goals. Another way to double up on your protein is when you're having your smoothies. Of course, you can add your Greek yogurt and you can add some protein powder, and actually that might double or maybe even triple the amount of protein that you're having in that meal. And speaking of protein powders, tip 6 is to supplement with protein powders when necessary. It's essential to have good quality protein powders with no artificial flavors, no gums, no fillers. Now, I wouldn't recommend getting your daily protein intake from supplementing with these powders because they're supposed to be used supplementarily. Did I say that right? I think so. But at the end of the day, if you're struggling to reach your daily goals, then use these powders. I think it's really good, like filling in the gaps nutritionally, but it's always better to get your protein from whole, unprocessed foods for the majority of the time. So let me know in the comments if you have any other tips to help to increase the amount of protein. Let me know some of the things that you do to help you reach your goals. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like it, and of course subscribe. Make sure you hit your notification bell so you don't miss when I upload future vlogs and videos. And as always, try your best to become the healthiest version of yourselves. Bye guys.